الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد. So last time we started reading a letter which a person is responding to the question that Sajidullah Mahmood had asked him to get his concepts correct about Bayt and Tasawwuf and what is the reason of becoming Bayt, what is the purpose of Shaykh stuff. So the first thing we did was that this person responded, which is that what is tazkiyah? So tazkiyah is basically working on cultivating the good attributes of personality and weakening the bad features of personality. Then we're going to read further. तीसरा इस्तिफ्तार हुजूर वाला का ये है कि हुसूल इखलास में मुस्लिह को क्या दखल है. यानी तीसरी बात हज़रत ने ये पूछी है कि इखलास हासिल करने में मुस्लिह को यानी शेख को जो इस्लाह कर रहा हो उसको क्या दखल है, उसको क्या रोल है उसका. जवाब में अर्ज़ है कि इखलास अम्र इख्तियारी है और अम्र इख्तियारी का मतलब होता है समथिंग दैट इज़ विद इन योर इख्तियार, समथिंग दैट यू हैव कंट्रोल ओवर, आपको वो खुद कोशिश से हासिल करना है. और अम्र इख्तियारी के हुसूल का तरीक़ा इस्तेमाल इख्तियार और मुजाहदा है. Let me read this in English. The third thing that is asked is that in the effort of achieving ikhlas or sincerity, what is the role of the sheikh or the muslih? Muslih means the one who does islah, the one who corrects or helps you get better. Jawab mein arza is saying that I am saying in response I submit that ikhlas or sincerity is something which is ikhtiyari. Ikhtiyari, something which is within control, within a person's conscious control. और अम्र इख्तियारी के हुसूल का तरीक़ा इस्तेमाल इख्तियार और मुजाहदा है. एंड टू गेट समथिंग, टू अचीव समथिंग विच इज़ विद इन कंट्रोल, द मेथड ऑफ अचीविंग समथिंग विच इज़ इन कंट्रोल इज़ टू यूज़ कंट्रोल and make an effort, mujahada. So remember this principle. There is always, and we've covered this in detail many times, but inshallah it is worth repeating. There's always two kinds of things. One, those things that are under your control, and then there's things that are beyond your control. You can put yourself, you can get yourself out of the bed, you can make wuzu, you can get in the car, you can come to the masjid, you can stand, you can fold your hands, say Allah Akbar, fold your hands. All of this is within your control. Will your heart start trembling in the fear of Allah? Outside of your control, right? Would you have a focus is something that is mostly under control, but there's a level beyond which it is beyond our control. So anyway, but whatever we do or whatever we are being, whatever that can happen to us or we do, actually we do is also, we do means that we have ikhtiyar, otherwise we don't do it, it is done to us, right? So but whatever happens to us, there's only two kinds of things: we do or it is done to us. What we do, we have control over. What is done to us, we do not have control over. And Allah will only ask us and hold us responsible for what we are able to do with our control. And to do any of those things, the way to do it is to use our control and to make an effort to do mujahada. So this applies to sincerity as well, that sincerity is something that is within our control. How? I am giving money in the path of Allah, right? Now it is within my control that I can do so in such a way that I do not do it in public, right? I do it quietly, secretly. Then inside I feel that sometimes it happens that we do it secretly and still we are not really doing it for Allah. An example is coming up. Tax time, right? People give big donations because they want to reduce their tax bracket, right? Now at that time, sincerity is still under your control. You can consciously, forcefully tell yourself that I'm not doing this. To evade taxes, I'm doing this for the sake of Allah. up to this part, this is under your control. Now if something keeps on bothering you, thought keeps on bothering you, we don't pay attention to it. Another way to do it is that we take the example of opening up the window. Somebody came and said that I'm opening up the window because I could get wind. The Prophet ﷺ said, make the intention of listening to the adhan, hearing the adhan. The wind will come itself, right? So consciously, forcefully direct your intention towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the thing of deen. And this kind of control we always have. With our mind, with our forceful thinking, we can say that this is my intention, and that's it. So achievement of ikhlas is something that is within our control. And to do something which is within our control, then the method of doing that is using that control. So what's the role of the sheikh? What कहते हैं sheikh क्या बेचता है? What is the sheikh doing, right? What is the purpose of the sheikh? So he's saying, he's responding that लेकिन मुमकिन है कि मर्ज़ रिया जो इखलास की ज़िद है, but it is possible that showing off, which is the opposite of sincerity, इस सूरत से ज़ुहूर करे. It manifests itself, ज़ुहूर is from ज़ाहिर, it manifests itself in such a way, in such a shape कि तालिब इस्लाह खुद एहसास ना कर सके, that the person, the seeker who's seeking their reform, they are not able to judge it, they are not able to gauge it, they are not able to palpate it. So showing off manifests itself in such a way, riya manifests itself in such a way that the person is not able to tell. ऐसी हालत में वो मुस्ले का मोहताज होगा. In this situation he'll need the sheikh, he'll need the musle, जो बाज़ औक़ात ऐसे अमराज़ की तशख़ीस, who sometimes diagnoses these kinds of diseases और तरीक़े मुजाहदा तजवीज़ करता है, and advises the way of the correct way of struggling or मुजाहदा to treat these kind of diseases जो इन अमराज़ का इलाज है, which is, so the treatment is the same, that you have to use your control and you have to do mujahada, exert yourself to get the treatment, to be treated. But the sheikh oftentimes diagnoses that which we are not able to think of ourselves, and then they tell us the mujahada, the treatment, but he changes the medication, he teaches us the right medication. Ultimately the treatment is that the salik or the person who is seeking to reform themselves, they do the effort. A lot of times I go to I was reading about this, useless, pointless talk, but you go to a doctor and the doctor diagnoses some disease that you didn't think you have, right? And then they give you a medicine, but does the doctor take the medicine? Does the doctor buy the medicine? I buy the medicine, I take the medicine, but the doctor advises it. So that's the role of the sheikh. Famous example that came to mind, that somebody came and he said that I have arrogance. As I said, fine, you straighten the rows of the masjid, of the saf, and outside, he mentioned do this. He started doing that. Then after some time, Hazrat told him, now stop doing this. And now straighten the shoes of people. He started doing that. After some time, Hazrat said, no, stop doing that as well. Now what you have to do is stand outside the masjid. When people are leaving, just say that, Bhai, I have this disease of arrogance. Pray for me that Allah treats me. Allah cures me. So what was Hazrat doing? He was changing medication, because if you start correcting the saf, right, this is something that when you begin with, you're never used to do it, right? Or you feel crushed. For some people, of course, I mean, for us it's a norm, right? This is a different society. But think of a Nawab Sahib, right? Think of a rich person in India. If he's told to do the dusty saf of the masjid, he's correcting those, straightening those, it will kill his kibr. But then what will happen after a certain time? He will start taking pride in doing that. That, see, I'm such a humble, such a nice, such a noble person that I even do that. So then Hazrat told him to switch the medication. And then finally he told him that just tell people that I have this problem, may Allah cure me, make dua for me. So what is this? This person, if he had come up with that, number one, he was not able to diagnose his problem. Or if you are able to diagnose your problem, then how do you know how to treat yourself, right? If you start doing that, then what's going to happen? That treatment will become the disease sometimes. Then you need to switch to the medication, right? So this is the role of the sheikh. And this is what this person is saying, that a lot of times a person is not able to diagnose themselves, so they need somebody to diagnose it and tell them the right treatment. The effort and the treatment will itself be done by the seeker themselves. नीज़ मुझको बुज़ुर्गों की दुआ के बरक़ात और तवज्जो के फैज़ का इनकार नहीं है, लेकिन ये दोनों उमूर गैर इख्तियारिया हैं. He is saying furthermore, I do not say that there is barakah, there is blessing in the dua of the pious people of Allah, and when they are attentive towards you, they have sitting in their company or them paying attention towards you, there is different effects of that. I do not say that I do not agree to this, I do not accept this, but again, such a beautiful, perfect answer. He's saying that this is beyond my control. This is something beyond my control. Will I benefit from the dua of my shaykh? That's beyond my control. Will I benefit from the sight of my shaykh or the company of my shaykh? That's beyond my control. So he's saying, ये दोनों उमूरे गैर इख्तियारियाँ हैं. मैंने हुजूर वाला से इस्लाह की दरख्वास्त करते वक्त अपनी इस्लाह के लिए इन ज़राए से उम्मीद वाबस्ता नहीं की है, ताकि बाद में तवहुश और मायूसी का सामना ना हो. He's saying that when I was becoming Bai'at, or when I was requesting Hazrat to be Bai'at with him, I did not place my hope in these two things. I did not attach my hope in these two things, so that, not because I don't feel that you can benefit me in that way, because that would be degrading the Shaykh. The Shaykh might not have it, right? But a seeker saying that is disrespectful. He is saying that I did not do this, I did not place my trust or place my eggs in that basket, because so that later on I do not have to face regret or hopelessness. I did not think that this is how I'm going to benefit. The way I'm going to benefit, the benefit I'm seeking from you is basically what? That you will diagnose my disease and tell me the treatment. So Hazrat has written in the answer, सब अज्जा मज़मून के बिल्कुल सही, तसल्ली बख्श और उम्मीद अफ़ज़ा है. Hazrat has said that all that you have written, they are all the answers are 100% correct, very satisfactory, and very, very hope-giving. However you say it in English, right? They increase a lot of hope. One more thing, then we'll revise this. आखिर में हुजूर वाला ने मनहियात से बेजारी के मुताल्लिक़, भाई उर्दू भी थोड़ी बहुत समझ में आनी चाहिए, तो उर्दू के जो मुश्किल अल्फाज हैं मैं कोशिश करता हूँ थोड़ा बहुत उनका तर्जुमा कर दूँ. जैसे आखिर उन्होंने कहा था कि ये दोनों उमूर इख्तियारियाँ हैं, मुझे बुज़ुर्गों की दुआ और फैज़ की बरक़ात और तवज्जो के फैज़ का इनकार नहीं है. समझ में आई कि मुझे जो है इस बात से इनकार नहीं है. आई डोंट डिनाई, इनकार का मतलब डिनाई करना कि बुज़ुर्गों की दुआ का फ़ायदा होता है या तवज्जो का फ़ायदा होता है, लेकिन ये दोनों उमूर अमर की जमा है. अमर का मतलब है मामला. उमूर गैर इख्तियारी है. गैर इख्तियारी मतलब आउटसाइड ऑफ माई इख्तियार, आउटसाइड ऑफ माई कंट्रोल. मैंने हुजूर वाला से इस्लाह की दरख्वास्त करते वक्त अपनी इस्लाह के लिए इन ज़राए से, यानी इन मेथड से या इन चीज़ों से, इन वेज से उम्मीद वाबस्ता नहीं की है. आई डिड नॉट प्लेस माई होप, आई डिड नॉट अटैच माई होप विद दीज टू थिंग्स, विद दीज टू मेथड्स, ताकि बाद को तवहुश इज़, you are so wahshi is somebody who runs away, who loses heart and runs away. वहशी जानवर वो होता है जो वहशी वर्सेस पालतू, domestic versus, what is the other word for वहशी? What is the opposite of domestic? Domesticated animals and wild, right? Wild. So it runs away, does not want to live with people, does not want to come closer. So tawahhush is from that I did not place my hope in those two things, because if they fail, if they don't work, then I don't want to be, I don't want to go wild. No, I don't want to have those feelings that I'm aversive and I'm running away. और मायूसी का सामना, मायूसी इज़ होपलेसनेस. ओके, आखिर में हुजूर वाला ने मनहियात आर नहा समथिंग फॉरबिडन. नहा रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम अन, द प्रॉफेट सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम फॉरबेड फ्रॉम सच एंड सच थिंग. मनहियात द फॉरबिडन थिंग्स. सो आखिर में हुजूर वाला ने मनहियात से बेजारी के मुताल्लिक, सो एट द वेरी एंड हज़रत इज़ आस्क्ड दैट द थिंग्स दैट आर फॉरबिडन इन शरीयत, bezari means your aversion to it. You have some sort of aversion to it. Hazrat is asking about it. That aversion that you are talking about from the things that are against the Sharia, the prohibitions of Sharia, ये बेजारी अमली या इतिकादी या हाली, कौन सी मुराद है? अमली means practical. Is this aversion is practical, which means that I don't do it. That's it. Inside whatever is going on, I'm not irrelevant. I just don't do it. Is it amali? Or etiqadi? Etiqadi is that with my mind, with my logic, with my intellect, I understand that this is a bad thing. One thing is that I don't do it. It's not part of my life. What I think about it is not relevant. What I feel about it is not relevant. ये इसी तरह तर्जुमा है इसका. Amali, action. Etiqadi, think about it. Hali, feel about it. So Hazrat is asking what kind of an aversion is this? You just don't do it, but you have no active thought about it, that is it good, bad, or you actively think that it is bad, although your feelings might be different. You like doing it, but you know consciously that with your brain you know this is bad. Or hali, which is that you are aversive to it with your feelings as well. You have aversive feelings within your heart as well. You just don't like it. जवाब में अर्ज़ है कि सिर्फ एतिक़ादी और अमली दर्जा मुराद है, हाली अमल गैर इख्तियारी है. He's saying again that Hazrat, I'm answering you. The answer is that only etiqadi and amali. In my actions, I don't do it. With my mind, I know, I forcefully tell myself this is wrong, because only these two are within my control. Hali, my feelings, they are not in my control. So I'm not talking about those. कोई तो वजह होगी ना हज़रत ने कोट करा है जवाबात को यहाँ पे. There must be some reason that Hazrat has quoted these answers. These very beautiful answers, very perfect, very like exact answers, very precise answers. That Hazrat, out of these three, only two are within my control. So that's what I mean. I don't do them, and consciously I tell myself that this is bad. Do I feel that it is bad? I'm not talking about it, because this is ghair ikhtiyari. This is outside of my control. और और उमूर गैर इख्तियारिया हुसूल रिज़ा के तुर्क नहीं हो सकते. The things that are without outside of my control, turq is the plural of tariq, ways. Tariq is way, turq is the plural. So umur ghair ikhtiyariya husul riza ke turq nahi ho sakte. The things that are outside of my control, they can never be a way to achieve the pleasure of Allah. This is the principle that we have to understand, that Allah has attached His pleasure with things that He has given under our control, because He has commanded us to seek His pleasure. And when He is commanding us to do something, then He must have given it under our control. So therefore, to achieve the ways of the ways to achieve the pleasure of Allah, those ways definitely have to be within our control. And if this hali, this feeling is outside of my control, then I don't care about it, because it can never be a means of achieving the pleasure of Allah. It pleases me, it makes things easy for me, but is my pleasure the goal, or is Allah's pleasure the goal? So if Allah's pleasure is the goal, then I am concerned only about that which is under my control, because Allah has made me responsible only for that which is under my control, which is, do I actually do it or not? And do I forcefully, out of my mind, out of my intellect, say that this is a bad thing? I understand this is a bad thing, although I might really love it with my heart. May Allah protect us, and may Allah always make things easy for us. तहक़ीक़ बिल्कुल सही. Hazrat saying absolutely correct. अब वक्त आ गया है कि कैफ़ा मत्तफ़क़, मुझसे एक एक चीज़ के मुताल्लिक़ पूछा जाए और मैं जो अर्ज़ करूँ उस पर अमल करके मुझको इत्तला दी जावे. इसी तरह जब एक चीज़ के मुताल्लिक़ इल्मी तहक़ीक़ और अमली रसूख़ का फ़ैसला हो जावे, फिर दूसरी चीज़ का इसी तरह सिलसिला शुरू किया जावे, और हर ख़त के साथ इससे पहला ख़त बिल इल्तिज़ाम यानी लाजमी रखा जावे. Saying perfect, 100% correct. Now it's the time that as you have tawfiq, as tawfiq permits, you write to me about one particular thing, whatever I say, act upon it, and then now tell me. Once you have got control over your actions about a certain thing, and also we can establish that you have that thing is under your control, then we will move on to the next one. And with every letter attached, definitely attach the previous letter, so that we can make sure that keep track of the progress. This is one way of training people, that you first is Hazrat made sure that he exactly understands what he's getting into, and he knows, he has his expectations right. Now when you are ready, tell me one after another the problems. We'll deal one. Well, we'll make sure that you've got two things, that it is outside of your actions and you've established correct understanding about it in your head. Then we'll move on to the next one. Okay, what did we do today? First thing was, what is the role of the Shaykh? When the things that get us the pleasure of Allah are within our control, and to get something that is within our control, the only way to get it is to use that control, then what is the role of the Shaykh? The role of the Shaykh is that he will diagnose those sicknesses that sometimes we are not able to diagnose ourselves. And he will tell us the right way of mujahada, the effective. This is the reason why the experience of the Shaykh is very important. And that going back to that concept where every Shaykh in the favor of their murid is a mujaddid. They devise their ways, which might not be found historically, because you are the one and he is the one dealing with you. So he, based on his experiences, he devises a treatment, and a lot of times these treatments might not be found in books. So the job of the Shaykh is, and this is what you should be seeking from your Shaykh, that he is going to, I'm going to tell my situation, he is going to tell me what is the disease, what is the sickness. I'm going to tell my symptoms. He is going to judge, he is going to decide, is there a problem or not a problem. If there is a problem, he's going to tell me the most accurate, the most effective treatment. My job is, I'll follow the treatment. Second thing is that what kind of aversion do we have to the things that are prohibited by Allah? There is three kinds. One is that I don't do it. Second is I don't like it in my head. Third thing is I don't like it with my heart. The first two are under our control, so we'll do that. This is what we are responsible for. The third one we don't care about, because it is outside of our control, and that which is outside of our control cannot be a way to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you learn these rules, you can apply them, you will feel that they apply everywhere. I don't see good dreams. I don't cry. My heart is elsewhere when I'm making dua. I try, but my focus shifts away, keeps on going away in salah. As long as you are doing what is under your control, you are definitely getting the pleasure of Allah. You might not be getting your pleasure, but you are getting the pleasure of Allah. So if the pleasure of Allah is the goal, then focus on what is important and forget about what is not important. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم وصلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Any general questions? Yes.
ये सिकनेस डायग्नोज कैसे करें, मतलब कि पता ही नहीं कि सिकनेस है, ये सिम्टम क्या दिया है शेख के पास, पता नहीं है.
That was the first question, right? Okay, what if I'm not able to tell? If I have a problem, as I said, then you should be able to tell. How do you do that? Either be in the physical presence of the Shaykh, and if you are away and you cannot come, then read the mawaiz, listen to the mawaiz these days of the Shaykh, and listen them really well, and check yourself based on that, and then write to the Shaykh that this is what I heard, this is what I think, this is what I heard, this is what's going on. Then the Shaykh is able to, either the Shaykh will say come to me, or the Shaykh will be able to judge based on the letters.
और रिया और ये शो ऑफ,
जी।
उसको कैसे डायग्नोज करें, मतलब पता कैसे चले कि वो है इंसान?
मुख्तलिफ तरीके हैं. There's different methods of diagnosing riya. That how does a person, the question is how does a person judge with themselves, about themselves, that am I showing off or not. So you ask yourself, whatever you're doing, simple method, I've told this many times, whenever you're doing something, ask yourself, am I doing this, who am I doing this for? Am I doing this for someone else? Am I doing this for Allah? If you'll get the answer. Another way is elimination. I am my dad is expecting me home. I am praying long nawafil, right? I am in the masjid, I am praying long nawafil. Dad is waiting at home, right? This is real example, true example. Not mine, my father's. My father, my grandfather was a business person, and he expected my dad to be at the shop, to sit at the shop. My dad did not like business, so we go to the masjid, spend a long time there. So then Dada Jan, our grandfather, said, you are only allowed to pray first day, come right back. So the question that my dad should be asking, if my father, his father, was not sitting and waiting for me at the shop, or if I did not have to go at the shop, if that was eliminated, would I still pray long nawafil? Understand? This tells you who are you really doing it for. This is how you diagnose riya. There's multiple ways, but these in my experience are practical ways. One is ask yourself, second is elimination. If that benefit was not there, then will I still do it? Any other questions? Oh yes, Ji.
It's related to tafsir and dreams.
अच्छा.
एक क्वेश्चन था कि आपसे पूछा था, आपने बताया था पहले कि शैतान भी इन्फ्लुएंस करता है ड्रीम्स को,
हाँ.
उसके बारे में, और
हाँ.
एक और चीज़ उसके बारे कि जनरल उसके लिए कि जो बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस है और उसके लिए माइंड का.
Okay, Jazakallah. Thank you. It's a very important topic because for some reason people just pay too much attention to dreams, and I can understand. Dreams are very vivid. Dreams is something that you see, so people end up paying attention to it. But dreams are of three kinds. Remember this. One is meaningless dreams, just games that our mind plays with us. Things that we might have been talking about, things we might be thinking about, and we just see those in the dream, right? Al-Ghath. These are called Al-Ghas, meaningless things. They have been mentioned in the Quran. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Yusuf alayhi salam, right? When he was in the prison, right? And then the king saw a dream where there was 7 fat cows and 7, you heard the story, right? So he asked his normal people, common people, and they said this is just a meaningless, pointless dream. We don't know the meaning of this. There is no meaning to this. Anyway, so these are pointless dreams that our mind plays games with us. Another is from Shaitan. Shaitan has been given the power to influence our dreams, in our dreams. My grand Shaykh Hakimat Rahmatullahi used to say that when Shaitan is not able to bother you in any other way or cause you any other harm, then he starts showing you bad dreams. That at least this is how I will put him into difficulty or trouble or make him suffer. One thing is that the thing that you are the most scared about, generally Shaitan shows you that. So when you see something that you are really scared of, for example, you'll be able to relate to this hopefully, not hopefully, it's not a good thing, but in our childhood we used to see what? Witches, dogs. I used to see dogs all the time, or the worst teacher, the most scary teacher, or I was really, even to this day, I'm really scared of making my father angry, right? So this is what I see in my dream. In Shaitani dream, so I'm able to tell right away this is a Shaitani dream. Something that I'm the most scared of, the Shaitan will show me that. And then good dreams, they are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Pleasant dreams, good dreams, they are from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. General approach is that don't pay attention to your dreams. We are not Anbiya. Only the dreams of Anbiya mattered. Our dreams, if they show us something good, they are a source of contentment to our heart. It's as if it's a pat on the back. That yes, you are doing the right thing, fine. Gain some strength. So my approach is that weak people, they see more dreams. Good dreams, It's not a principle, it's my experience or my approach or my understanding that, if somebody needs that extra help through dreams, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows them and strengthens them. That this is obvious, but you are not getting it, right? So fine, this dream will help you on the way, right? Otherwise, there is really no point. You see something in the dream, you see someone in a good shape, that does not mean they are a good person. You see them in a bad shape, that does not necessarily mean that they are a bad person. You see something hideous happening to you, it might mean something really good. You see something very happy and pleasant happening to you, it might mean something really bad. We don't care. Allah is Allah. If Allah wants us to teach us something through that dream, Allah will make sure that we understand it. Allah will not, it's not like Nauzubillah Khuda na Khasa, that was a missed opportunity for Allah. Hasha wa Allah. That Allah tried to teach us through that dream, but we were so stupid that we did not get it. So don't worry too much about it. Whatever Allah has to teach us, whatever Allah has to inspire to us, Allah will teach us. Allah will make us understand that. Generally, dreams should be just, especially the bad ones, they should just be neglected. The Prophet ﷺ has said, if you see a bad dream, say A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem, spit, not like actual spit, just a little bit of that, and just turn your side. Say Allahumma inni as'aluka khayra hadha al-birra wa na'udhu bika min sharri hadha al-birra. Hadha al-ru'ya. Allahumma inni as'aluka birra hadha al-ru'ya wa khayra hadha al-ru'ya wa na'udhu bika or a'udhu bika min sharri hadha al-ru'ya. Ya Allah, I seek the goodness of this dream and protection from the evil of this dream, and then just forget about it. Also, there was a good dream and I forgot about it. Now I'm worried, why did I forget it? It was meant to be forgotten. Allah made you forget it. So don't worry about it. Allah made the Prophet ﷺ forget things, right? Allah is the one who does it. So Allah is in control. Whatever, if something keeps on bothering us, and after having heard all of this, we are not able to get it out of our head and deal with it on our own, then we go to a wise person. The Prophet ﷺ has said that if you, two things, very, very, very practical ones. The Prophet ﷺ has said that as long as the dream is not mentioned, it is flying in the air. It's not established. Once it is related, then it is established. Second thing is, there's a lot of funny stories, I don't think we have time for those. But anyway, there was this person who came and said that I have seen a dream and that I am getting a job somewhere, getting employment somewhere. So he said, do you want 20 rupee, back in that day 20 rupees, so you want 20 rupees interpretation of the dream, right? He said, do you want 20 rupee interpretation or 10 rupee interpretation? He said, I want 20 rupee interpretation. He said, fine, your salary will be 20. The dream means that your salary will be 20 rupees. And he actually got that employment some time later, 20 rupees. So he came back to him and he said that, how could you, like, what is this? What, were you playing with me or what? The dream is dream, right? But he said, he was trying to teach him that this is the effect of interpretation. So this is why the Prophet, the second thing that I want to mention is that only mention it to a wise person. Because the wise person with their mind, with the strength of their personality, is going to change the direction of your dream. And this is very true. So the beautiful message of the Prophet ﷺ, very effective, is only relate your dream to a wise person. Because if it is a meaningless dream that is bothering you, with the strength and force of their personality, they are going to wipe it off your head. If they are not wise enough, they don't know how to deal with these things, then they will just give a stupid interpretation and ruin your life. So only mention one thing, try to forget it. Second, and just tell yourself that if it's a bad dream, it's bothering you, until I narrate it to someone, it's not established. When you have to narrate it, then narrate it to a wise person so that the interpretation that he gives is going to forcefully do good for you. Even if it was a bad dream, they can still change it to a good dream. Okay, anything else? Sorry, I speak too much. Yeah, okay. All right. But I need to talk more about dreams because this keeps on coming and people just don't get it. So, I mean, not that you, but thank you, but I need to talk more about general majalis as well. All right. Any special, yes?
Mawaz.
General question?
No, just like mawaz. What does that mean?
Plural of wa'az.
Okay.
Wa'az is speech. Yeah. All right. Subhanallah.